Hi everyone, and I'm back with another video, and I have a review for you of The Wild Robot. And I have to say, up until a month ago, I almost had no idea about this movie. Like, I didn't know anything like that was coming out, but then I saw the trailers and people talking about it, and I thought, that looks interesting. I mean, like, the animation looks spectacular and all that, and the premise sounded promising, and I thought, I am interested. And then it actually came out, and I've been hearing nothing but praise, like some people saying outright that it's like the best DreamWorks movie ever and all that, and that made me even more interested in this movie. And even now, when I went to the theaters, I actually had a choice to see either The Wild Robot, because it now came out in Poland, either see The Wild Robot or the Joker sequel, and it was no easy contest. I picked up The Wild Robot since I never thought the Joker ever needed a sequel in the first place, and I'm not hearing particularly good things about the Joker, but I've been hearing so much praise about The Wild Robot, and I would say it really is that good. So when people are saying that this is one of the best DreamWorks movies, I can't say they're wrong, because yep, it's really that good. Is it the best DreamWorks movie ever? No. That will always be The Prince of Egypt, that I recently gave a whole you should be watching video to. And after The Prince of Egypt will be How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. Yep, all three I have in one spot, but I think The Wild Robot is probably in the third place already, which says a lot. But yep, it really is that good. Like, I'm also really happy that it's so good, is because I thought, until now, that objectively 2024 was not a particularly good year for animated movies. I mean, yes, Inside Out 2 was great and best Pixar has done in a while, but there was only one movie, and other than Inside Out 2, I couldn't really think there were particularly really any good animated movies in 2024. But here we are, and I have to say, this actually possibly might even be better than last year's Suzume and Across the Spider-Verse, like, because it really is that good, like. But now let's talk about the actual movie. The first thing I'll have to talk about in this movie is the gorgeous, beautiful animation, because the trailers already, I mean, the animation already looked really good in the trailers, but can't say the trailers did it justice, because plenty of the most beautiful animated shots and all that were actually not shown in the trailer. Like, this movie has such a beautiful, rich, detailed animation with such rich and beautiful textures and so many details and all that, and it's also so colorful and all that. Yup, like, this animation is beautiful. Like, it's the same animation that they used in Spider-Verse movies and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and all those movies were greatly and richly animated, but I have to say, I think this actually might be the best, the most beautiful looking of that type of animation. As I said, it's so colorful and so richly detailed and all that, like, and the visuals and landscapes are all so beautiful and all that. And if you've been watching me for a long time, you know I have huge weakness for beautiful and gorgeous visuals, and the animation and visuals in this movie, as I said, they were simply beautiful, gorgeous, and so rich and detailed. So, for that reason alone, I suggest you go see this movie if you just love beautiful visuals and animation. But then again, I actually think that the beautiful, rich animation is only tip of the iceberg, because where the heart of this movie truly lies, though, I think, is the great story and fantastic characters, as well as their chemistry and all the relationships between them. The story takes place in a forest, somewhere on a secluded island, where animals are trying to survive and they all fight each other, like, obviously in a typical natural way. The predators prey on their prey and all that. Yep. And where exactly does it take place? As I said, somewhere in a secluded island, although for some reason I got vibes that it was somewhere in Ireland. Yep, I had some Irish vibes, but then again, it's not really stated where it takes place. It really might be anywhere, really. So let's just say secluded island. That just as well might be an undiscovered island somewhere in the middle of the ocean, who knows. So, and on this island, as I already just said, animals prey on each other and they are just trying to survive, but then everything changes when a robot named Rose, or at least that's what she calls herself on this island, comes and has a task to complete. And then the task to complete is that she has to raise a baby goose as a mother. Of course, at first, all the animals are afraid of Rose and they think she's a monster and all that, and they run away anytime they see her. I mean, understandable, since it is unlike anything they ever seen before, and fear of the unknown could actually be considered one of the themes of this movie. We'll get to it later, but as I just said, then Rose basically raises this baby goose as her son and develops this mother-son bond with him, although she still at first kind of has the mentality of a robot, but then she starts overcoming her programming and starts truly feeling and caring for him like her real son and becomes his adopted mother. And then there is also another really great character with his own great character arc, is this fox named Fink. I mean, in the Polish version he's called Kapuś, and yes, I actually saw the movie in the Polish dubbed version since no English version was available, but if I do someday get a chance to see this movie in the original English version, I totally will. Probably when the Blu-ray comes out, because this is very much type of movie I'm totally getting a Blu-ray copy of, so when the Blu-ray comes out, I'll finally be able to watch this movie in the original English version. But yes, Rose and this fox named Fink, who also overcomes his predatory nature on the other hand, together team up and raise this baby goose. I sadly don't know what's this baby goose name in the English version, so let's just call him Baby Goose or Rose's son, whatever. And then they also try to teach him how to fly, and then the baby goose goes on to meet his kind, but then they treat him as a freak and they don't want him in there because they know he's raised by robots, so they don't really see him as one of them. But then, as I said, he starts learning how to fly by the leader of the geese, who actually sees a potential in him, and then he decides to teach him how to fly, and baby goose has to learn how to fly before the geese migrate. And then migration happens. Some people would say those are all pretty word out tropes that this movie uses, which is basically struggles of parenting, fear of the unknown, getting to know each other better, a robot overcoming her programming, and also finding a place where you belong and truly feel at home. Some would say those are pretty overused and well worn out tropes, but who cares? If you have a great story with really great characters, then it doesn't matter that you're using a universal tropes that have been used before. What matters is that you have a fantastic story with fantastic characters plus beautiful and rich animation, and that's all that you really need, because the chemistry between Rose and her son is just so amazing and so amazingly done. And also, I think that this is also a very much type of movie that I would recommend basically any parent to see, because as I said, this movie is very much about struggles of parenting too. And I myself am not a parent, but I do have a niece and a nephew who mean a world to me. They mean a world to me. I mean, I've always had a soft spot for little kids, but ever since I got a niece and a nephew, I'm actually kind of helping my sister raise them. I do tend to visit my sister from time to time to help her raise her kids. She's a single mother, and even if I'm not a parent, I still can totally relate to those types of struggles and all that. Because yes, ever since my niece and nephew were born, I far more actually like those type of stories even more. So yes, especially if you're a parent, I very much recommend this movie. But even if you're not, I still think that this is a fantastic movie with beautiful animation that you very much should see. What I also love here is that it feels like every character here is well fleshed out, and it feels like they have some purpose in a storyline. Yep, I feel all characters here are great. Because there isn't any single character that I dislike. There is even this beaver that works on a project and everyone laughs at his project, but then this project turns out to actually be very helpful at the end of the movie. And the ending of the movie is so emotional. It's so relatable, but it's also so emotional. So amazing. This is like one of those endings that you truly feel bittersweet, this bittersweet feeling. Yep. The ending of the movie is perfect. And it's so emotional, but I will not spoil it. But overall, yes, I think The Wild Robot, it really is that good. Like, is the best DreamWorks movie? Again, no. The title goes to Prince of Egypt, but The Wild Robot is still certainly one of the best. And it's possibly now the second best animated movie of the decade. I mean, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio will always be my favorite animated movie of the decade, at least as of now it seems, but The Wild Robot might actually be now second. Either The Wild Robot or Suzume. I'll probably have to see this movie many more times to really make the decision, but yes, The Wild Robot, it really is that good, and I'll totally have to see it again, and I'm totally buying it on Blu-ray. And even though my favorite DreamWorks movie is The Prince of Egypt, if anyone said that The Wild Robot is their favorite DreamWorks movie, I would say, good choice. So, here, ladies and gentlemen, is my review of The Wild Robot, and I totally think you should go and see this movie. And thank you, all of you, for checking out this video. Press the like button, please subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you soon, bye!